Avoidance come into your life for two reasons. We are not meant to take everything that we pick up along the way with us. All of the trauma, all of the heartache, all of the pain, we're supposed to eventually heal from all of that. And there is nothing that reminds us of how fragile we are than unrequited love. So, as the saying goes, opposites attract. It's like two puzzle pieces where the other believes that they have what the other is missing. And it's true. When you think about it, the avoidant is normally in their independence. They come across the emotionally available, anxiously attached person, and the avoidant feels like this is what I need. This is what's going to help me to become more open. The anxiously attached person looks at the avoidant and admires their independence and starts to feel safe in their presence just based upon the words they are saying. The only issue is that these connections are based upon unconscious emotional loops. So a prime example of this is, have you ever got into it with someone and then after the situation is gone, you have replayed that last conversation so many times in your head and you start thinking about all of the ways that you would have told them off or the things that you would have done different? That is because when we have these situations that happen to us that affect us on a cellular level, our brain needs to complete it. It leaves, it's kind of like it's left unfinished. Well, the same way we have those kind of situations happen when we get into these frictional moments with people, we have even bigger emotional loops happening. So, with an anxious and an avoidant, they have the emotional loop from some kind of letdown from their childhood that is playing out over and over. And they start to subconsciously seek out partners in an attempt to close that emotional loop. So when an avoidant comes into your life, very first reason is because they are reflecting back to you whatever emotional loop you are in. And we think we are healed when we are finally able to see all of the flaws and the ways that went wrong in our past relationships and our past partners. But the real healing happens when we are able to identify all of the flaws and the pain that our past partners are reflecting back to us. So if you are with one avoidant, you all break up, and then you find yourself with another avoidant, the key word is emotional loop. When things start to go south, stop worrying about what they are doing and focus on how you are feeling. When you are able to start naming the feelings that are coming up beyond just being sad and being mad and tie them to parts of your childhood or the parts of you that may feel neglected, then that is when you are able to finally break free from this emotional loop and gravitate towards a higher vibrational state. Now, the second reason that avoidance come into your life is because the way that avoid anxious and avoidant relationships work is after 3 or 4 months, there is a burnout. That burnout happens and it is going to trigger your deepest wound. There is a reason why it happens at the height of the intimacy and not when things are already starting to fizzle down. Because as long as the intimacy is high, then the wound is deep. You have to cut deep in order to hit the wounds from your childhood. If you spend all of the time that you all are not speaking, that you all are not in no contact, chasing after them, then you are missing the second reason that the avoidant comes into your life. Once these issues, these triggers are brought to the surface, that makes them that much easier to heal. That makes them that much easier to deal with, to identify. When you start to identify them, then you are able to finally release them. The avoidant discard is meant to drop you off of a ledge because it is only at rock bottom that you can finally see your way out.